Hi, friends. Today we're going to be learning about big numbers, really big numbers. What we're going to be learning today is how to add two-digit numbers. So you might see up in the picture up here, this is a two-digit number. This is the number 42 and the number 23. There's lots of different ways to add these big numbers. We're going to just start trying it today. We're going to try a couple different ways, and then you're going to get to practice a little bit. So before we get started, just like the other time we did a math lesson, you're going to need something that you can count. So look around your house, talk to a grown-up in your house, and think about what you could use to count. You might use some beans, you might need some pennies, or some cereal or marbles. You're going to need a lot. You're going to need enough to get at least two big handfuls of things to count. The other thing you're going to need is somewhere to count it. So you might use a plate to put everything on, and then you can count it there. You could also just use a piece of paper and make some circles on your piece of paper. You could use some little cups or some rubber bands. We're going to be putting things in groups of 10, just like we did the other time. So you need somewhere where you can put it all so that you can see how many you have in your group. So go ahead and pause the video right now and go and get what you're going to need to do this lesson. You need something to count and somewhere to count it. Okay. So when I was getting ready to practice, I went into my kitchen and I found a big bag of beans. Beans would be great to count. But then I found some cereal. You see these peanut butter and cocoa balls? I thought those would be perfect. Don't those look delicious? Because I can make them into two different groups, right? One chocolate group and one peanut butter group. So that's what I got for my experiment. Now, what we're going to try to do today is solve the problem. 27 plus 32. So the first thing you're going to need to do is count out 27 of one thing and 32 of another thing. They might be the same thing, but put them in two different spots. So you can pause the video again right now, count out 27 in one and 32 in the other. Okay, this is what mine looked like when I counted them out. You can see I have 27 chocolate balls and 37, what, how many? 27, 32. 27 chocolate balls and 32 peanut butter balls. And that's what they look like on my paper plates. Now, what I want you to do, I went too far, is add those two numbers together, 27 plus 32. So one thing we could do would be just dump them all together and count them, right? Do you think that would take a long time though? I think that would take too long. So I want to show you what I did with my cereal here. Do you see what I did? I made groups of 10, and then anything that was left over are ones, right? So for the number 27, how many groups of 10 do I have? Two groups of 10. And how many ones do I have left over? 7. For the number 32, how many groups of 10 did I make? That's right, 3 groups of 10. And how many ones? 2 ones. So pause again and go ahead and make your things into groups. You can do what I did. You can just draw a circle, or you could put them into little cups. When you're ready, you should have 2 groups of 10 and 7, 3 groups of 10 and 2. Okay, let's keep going. So now it gets a lot easier for me to add my numbers together. How many groups of 10 do I have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 10 is 50. Let's do the same thing with the ones. Oops, before we do that, let me show you what this looks like if we were using our base 10 blocks. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 10 is 50. I got stuck. Now let's do it with the ones. So I have 7 chocolate ones and 2 peanut butter ones. Let's add those ones together. And what do we get? I bet you can do this one in your head, or you can use your fingers if you need to. Did you get 9? Good job. And this is what it looks like with our base 10 blocks. These are our little cubes, and you can see there's 9 little cubes here. So if we put them both together, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 10 and 9 ones. Let's see what that looks like when we put it all together. Your face is in the way, Miss Anna. Let me get up here. When we put that all together, we have 59. So our answer to our problem is, oops, 59. Boy, I am not in a good place right now. There we go. 50 with our 10s and 9 with our 1s all together. It's 59. Is that what you got too when you tried it at home? Great. So if you want to practice a little bit more, here's another problem for you. This one is 15 plus 23. Try doing the same thing if you want to. Grab 15 of one thing and 23 of another. Make your groups of 10. Make your ones. Add up your groups of 10. See how many ones you have left over. If you want to, pause the video and go give it a try. So when you add them all together, you'll discover that you got 38. 3 groups of 10 and 8 ones. All right, let's practice a little bit more. So here's a new video, which is going to show us some other ways that we can think about adding 2-digit numbers.
Click Hatch Egg if you know the answer before time's up.
Don't listen to the ad, sorry.
By 2050, there will be more.
Here we go. Sorry about that.
Hi kids! Today we are going to use our addition skills to learn more about place value. We will use place value to help us solve our story problems. Let's take a look over here and see what problems we have to solve. There are 2 classes in the 2nd grade. Mrs. Jenkins' class has 32 students and Mr. Smith's class has 27 students. We need to find out how many students are in the 2nd grade. What do I need to do to find out how many students there are in all? We need to add these numbers together. So we are going to add 32 plus 27. We have double-digit numbers here, and a really cool way to add these together is to use our knowledge of place value. Let's set up these numbers differently so we can see the place value for each number. Now to make sure we have the numbers in the correct spot, let's look at each number. If we look at the 32, we can see that the 3 is in the tens place and the 2 is in the ones place. Looking at the 27, we can see that the 2 is in the tens place and the 7 is in the ones place. So do we have them lined up correctly? Great! We do have them lined up correctly. And now we can use some base 10 blocks to help us add them together. So to get 32, we need 10, 20, 30. Now, I have the 3 in the tens place, but I still need the blocks for the ones place, so I need 2 of the ones blocks. Now on to the 27. We need to get 27 blocks, and we need to start in the tens place. So here is 10, 20. Now in the ones place, I need 7 of the ones blocks, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can now add these 2 groups together, but to do this, we need to be careful and stay within our place values. This means that we should not add the tens blocks with the ones blocks. So we are going to join all our tens place together, and then we will join all of our ones place together. Now that they are joined together or added together, we can now start counting them. Let's count the ones first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let's count the tens we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we can see here, we have 9 ones and 5 tens. If you look at the math problem over here, you will see that 2 plus 7 is 9, and 3 plus 2 is 5. Isn't that really cool? Now let's look at a different problem. In this problem, we have 47 plus 29. Let's represent these numbers using our base 10 blocks. To get 47, how many tens blocks do we need? How many ones blocks do we need? If you said 4 10s and 7 1s, you are correct. We need 4 10s blocks and 7 1s blocks. Now to represent the number 29, how many 10s blocks do we need? How many 1s blocks? We need 2 10s blocks and 9 1s blocks. Now we do the same as before and put all of our 10s together and all of our 1s together. Let's start by adding our 1s together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we need to stop here and remember what we learned about regrouping. We now have 10 1s, which is the same as one of our 10 blocks. We need to trade these in for a 10s block. Remember, we can do this because 10 1s are the same as one of these 10 blocks. Let's start over and count our 1s again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we put the number 6 down here under the 1s. Now we can count our 10s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 10s. We can put the number 7 under the 10s place. 47 plus 29 should equal 76. We can double check our work by looking at it the way we did before. If we look at the problem, we see that 7 plus 9 is 6. Wait, is that correct? No, 7 plus 9 is 16. But do you remember what we had to do when we counted out the 10 1s? We used our regrouping skills and traded the 10 1s for one of the blocks of 10. So we need to look at our 10 spot and put a 1 right here, because we had to trade the 1s for one 10. So if we add the 10s column, we get 1 plus 4 plus 2. What does that equal? It equals 7. So 47 plus 29 equals 76. Great job! You guys are awesome! Remember that you will get better at this when you practice. So keep on practicing, keep learning, and we will see you next time.
What do you think about that? That was pretty complicated, huh? So don't worry if it's feeling a little bit confusing. I want you guys to know that the math that we're doing right now is really getting you ready for second grade. I think some of you are really going to enjoy having a challenge and practicing this. But if it feels a little tricky, don't worry. Just have fun with it and see what you can figure out. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. So after you're finished watching this video, I put 2 extra videos for you down in the description. The first one is our new mindfulness video with Miss Fatima. And the second one is that silly song we practiced yesterday about the green grass grows all around. If you want to practice it some more, you can watch the video and sing along. The last thing you're going to do today is go to Seesaw to practice adding double-digit numbers. So your assignment in Seesaw is going to look like this. You have a paper, well, it's just kind of a square on Seesaw, where you're going to try to match the numbers together. So up here you can see I have the numbers 34 plus 30. I'm going to find the base 10 blocks that represent 34 and 30, and I'm going to drag them over together and match the picture with the equation. After I do that, I can solve my problem. Now remember, we've just practiced solving the problem by counting the 10s and counting the 1s. So let's do this one together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many 10s? 6. And how many 1s? 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer is going to be 64. And you can write that in Seesaw using your drawing tool. Okay, friends, I hope this is a fun challenge for you. And make sure to tell me if you have any questions. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.